A few moments later.
Having here a takeaway.
Takeaway, set B.
Okay, please wait a moment, yeah? This is your set B, sir.
Takeaway, set B.
Yeah, this is your set B.
So, what are you waiting for?
But you ordered set B.
Just take away.
So you mean take it away?
Duh.
Apa mau?
Bungkus 5 ais, tanah ais.
Ikat tepi kau mati.
Tepi.
Okay.
What the?
Apa mau?
Bungkus ais suam kurang manis.
Ikat tepi kau mati.
Mati.
Hi guys, thank you for watching our video. Do like, share and follow our social media. Do drop a comment if there's anything about the video. See you guys next week.
Yeah? You call? 嗱，呢度有20溝，攞去買啲生果返嚟。Can I not go? I have a lot of things to do 咧。我俾多你一次機會，你最好就同我去，唔係你就知啊。嗱，而家我俾你3分鐘啊，你3分鐘你返唔到嚟嚇？Impossible！ 你 so far how to go？ 我唔。嚟 ！Flash fruit for sale，Flash fruit for sale， 3件50蚊，5件20蚊。啊，靚仔愛咩啊 ？Uncle，I want buy fruits。啊，得，Uncle 幫你包啊 ，Uncle 幫你包啊。哎呀，嚟。I think I dropped my money。咁你等咩啊？滾啦！你試下，你嗰啲生果點樣買返嚟嘅？問你啦，你頭先走得咁快啊！你啲錢啊，你都忘記攞。你同我講，你嗰啲錢邊度嚟嘅？borrow from Aaron。你知我知 ，Aaron 咁鬼死 cheap。你覺得佢會借錢俾你咩？哦。
It's time for a workout.
Onnichan, Japanese BBQ. Buy one free one. Let's go.
Of course, bro. Let's go.
Welcome guys to another segment of Shopee's Wonder Women with me, Jelisa. And of course today we have got a very interesting topic. And in case you guys are actually wondering what exactly happens on Shopee's Wonder Women, well, lots of it actually take place and lots of different types of topics, lots of activities, and most importantly, lots and lots of tips for you guys to actually follow. So if you have just joined me, drop me a comment. I would love to hear it from you guys. And today I will be discussing a very, very fun and exciting topic because I think a lot of women, a lot of people actually kind of need it, and also the information, the tips that we're going to be sharing, it's going to be a lot. So as you guys know, Shopee Wonder Women, it's all about covering different topics. We talk sometimes about health, we talk about beauty, we talk about relationships at times. It's everything and anything lah, all right? So every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. and this week I'm super happy to be back here and talking to you guys. So if you have any questions, anything that you would like to ask me, feel free to drop me a comment. I'll be more than happy to actually read them. But before we actually jump into our topic today, I also have got a couple of things that I will be sharing with you, especially because it's our 7/7 mid-year sales that actually start on the 22nd of June all the way up to 7th of July. So 7th of July, guys, it's going to be quite exciting because we have got a lot of things taking place for our campaign this year, and you will be also entitled to get 50% coins cashback daily. That is a very good thing. We also have got different games where you can play and win up to 7 million coins. Okay, guys? Not 1 million, not 2 million, but 7 million coins. And of course, while you actually play our games, while you actually join in for all of the different activities that we actually have on the app, you guys can also earn yourself your Shopee coins. All right? So that is all for our 7/7 campaign. And of course, grab all the Shopee coins that you guys can actually get. And most importantly, we also have our Maybank concert, which is taking place on the 6th of July at 9 p.m., okay? So mark your calendars. If, let's say, you have got any plans or anything like that, well, you know, put aside your time at 9 p.m. because we have got lots of performances. We have got celebrities that will be joining us. We also have amazing prizes for you guys to actually win, so don't miss out on that. And of course, most importantly, I think a lot of us are very excited when it comes to this. It is the vouchers that we will be throwing in for you guys to actually grab, okay? So that is happening on the 6th of July, and we have collaborated with Maybank for this concert. All right, so back to what our topic is today. Firstly, if you guys have just joined me, hello there. My name is Jelisa. Drop me a comment, or let's say you want to say hi over to us, to our team. I would love to actually read the comments, especially if you guys are, you know, planning to stay with us for the next 40 minutes, all right? So today we'll be talking about shaving as well as waxing. So I'm very sure when I said shaving and waxing, you guys are thinking, like, what exactly is it that you need to know? Or let's say you are the kind of person yang memang tak pernah, okay, shave, or let's say you're thinking, I want to actually start, you know, shaving. Should I actually do it or should I be waxing? So we're going to be discussing two different topics, okay? The first one, of course, is going to be about shaving. So if any one of you here, you have been very used to shaving, let's say your hands, your legs, and, you know, I also think shaving, most importantly, yeah, you guys need to remember this, shaving is not just for men, okay? Shaving also takes place for women. A lot of us do, and I'm so happy, to be honest, to be talking about this because I think it's so relatable, kan? A lot of us actually shave on our, you know, weekly basis. It's a very normal thing for us to do because when it comes to wearing dresses, when it comes to wearing certain skirts, or even if, let's say, you are the kind of person who a little bit concerned about your arms being, you know, having hair over it. So I think this topic is very relatable to a lot of us. So if you have just joined me, also let me know, are you the kind of person who has been shaving, or if at all you have been shaving for a long time, what are your concerns? Drop me your questions and let me know, and I will be talking to you guys as we actually go about Shopee's Wonder Women today. And again, a very warm welcome if you have just joined me. So we're going to be talking about shaving, and I think when it comes to shaving, the first thing a lot of us should be actually aware of is shaving. We have got different ways of actually shaving, okay? One, of course, the most basic one is to actually use a normal shaver. Okay, so this normal shaver basically is available most of the time at pharmacies. You also can just, you know, purchase it over at, it's easy, it's very accessible. Some of you guys also have the machines, right? So a razor blade like this is usually the most common and the fastest way to also shave, right? So I do understand when it comes to a shaver, it's very important for you guys to know the kind of blade, okay, the kind of blade that you actually go for really makes a difference on your skin. Because if at all you're not using a proper blade, and you will also experience a lot of, like, you know, issues with your skin as far as it being flaky. It may also lose its moisture, or you will also harm yourself as you're actually shaving. So I think it's very important for you guys to know, if at all you're using a normal blade, all right, or even if you have a machine. Some of the machines that we always come across are the ones like the, what do you call it, the Epilating, or the kind of machines which, you know, these days it's just plugging it in and then just shaving it over, because it's a lot faster, right? So I do understand a lot of people actually like to buy a simple shaver, using it because it's fast, it's easy, you don't have much time, and you just want to get the job done, especially when you are rushing in the morning, you want to put on a dress, or maybe you're very concerned about removing your hair, right? Or even underarms or any of that. So the fastest is always a razor blade. So I'm also here to explain to you how important is it for you to know the kind of blades that you should be using if your skin is very dry. Okay, I know a lot of people actually have this issue. After you shave it, you kind of see a little bit of rashes, or maybe, you lose the moisture on your skin quite badly, and that really affects you guys, right? So I am one of those people, especially when it comes to dry skin. It really affects me, if at all, if I were to shave it. So the thing that you need to understand is that using a proper kind of cream, like an aftershave kind of a cream. Like for men, it's aftershave, right? For women, it's very important for you to use a cream with vitamin E. So I would always suggest that every time you shave, because another issue that happens is that, I don't know if you guys can relate to this, but every time, if let's say you were to shave underarms or any of that, you kind of darken the area under your skin. So that is really, really an important thing for you to remember. Every time you have got skin darkening or any of that, go for a proper cream with vitamin E. All right? Okay, so I'm going to be taking the first comment here today. Hey, Arena, I never shave my legs and hands. Is it true that if we shave it, it comes back longer and thicker? Okay, hey, Arena, you're asking me a question based on the hair growth, right? So when it comes to hair growth, some people, I'm being completely honest, even if they do shave, it does not come back as fast as you would want it to. But some people, especially people where, our genes, your genes really matter. Like for me, having Indian blood, generally we actually produce more hair as compared to other races. And this is not me touching on anything racist, but it's just a genetic thing where mostly it's Indian skin that actually produces more hair most of the time on our hands and on our legs. So sometimes certain ways of you shaving it actually does cause that to happen, where it grows back a lot longer and thicker, because the fast method is using a razor blade, right? So the faster you do it, the times that it comes, the faster it grows back. It doesn't really go down all the way, stem down, and then remove your hair. So it does actually grow faster, and I have to admit, being a person that actually shaves sometimes even with a razor blade, that can actually happen. All right? So the side effects of it is that it can cause a bit of rashes, itching, all right? If any one of you here can relate to that, if let's say you have actually, encountered such issues like this, drop me your comments. I would like to read them as well. And also a razor burn. So this is why I said going for a proper razor blade is very important. And this is actually, it's related to also your skin condition where the hair follicles, it becomes inflamed. So that's why two things usually happen. It's either it darkens, or it also goes to a point where it gets very itchy and you tend to get little, pimples over it. So that is why I always say that whenever you shave, even if you are in a hurry, even if let's say you don't have much time, or let's say you are the kind of person you just want to be quick in doing it, always back your skin up with vitamin E. It could be any type of vitamin E. It could be oil. It could also be like in a form of a cream, which I like to use a cream form because I've been using this one for quite some time, and it sticks onto the skin quite well. It protects my skin well enough. All right? Okay, so the next comment that I have is that any fragrance-free aloe vera gel to recommend for after shaving, because most of the ones in the market are a lot of additive. Okay, right. Very good question, because I know aloe vera, sometimes yes, the ones with fragrance and all of it. So I would actually suggest that it could be any brand, as long as you see if it's 100% aloe vera gel, I think it's good to go. Okay, or if you are, I think a lot of us can relate to this because, of the MCO and PKP and sitting at home, we have come up with a lot of home remedies. So if you actually have the aloe vera plant at home, also know how to, remove it and get the gel out of it. It's the best of the best because you're getting it directly from the plant. It will be great for you to use that as well. Or if you want to go for a good vitamin E cream, which gives you about the same effect as an aloe vera cream, it will be great for you to go for this one from Blackmore's. This is the one I personally use, and not in any way selling you guys anything, but this is just a personal favorite. So this is actually fragrance-free, and it really protects the skin, especially for people like me with very sensitive skin. All right? Okay, so any other comments, any other questions that you guys actually have, let me know. And even if, let's say, you are a guy and you're watching Shopee Wonder Women with me, Jelisa, you still want to ask any questions related to shaving? Because for men, yeah, guys, equally important, every single time you shave, you also have to use a proper aftershave cream. Because what happens to you in the long run is that for men that are always shaving their face, their facial hair, if you don't actually have a proper skincare routine and you don't actually use a proper aftershave cream, as you get older, all right, your skin tends to darken. Your skin also becomes a lot rougher on your face, and you don't want it to happen on your face, because if it's on your any other body part, I don't think it'll be such a big thing as compared to your face. So for men, that's also another note which I find very important. So my next question is from double_H9, okay? Jelisa, my skin on upper lids becomes dry 2 to 3 days after waxing, even though after wearing a moisturizer. How to overcome this? Okay, I actually have a very good solution for you, because I do have the same issue, and there are times where I don't have enough time for me to also, you know, whenever we go for waxing, straight away you're back to work, right? And work for me requires me to put makeup on. In our makeup, we've got chemicals. So the chemicals reacts to your skin right after going for waxing or shaving, right? So the one way for you to also try to, you know, lessen that sort of a reaction from the skin is by using a regular hot pack. So, you know, whenever you guys walk into Daiso, whenever you go anywhere, sometimes traveling, this is like a heat pack that you use on your body. This is also a very fast and good method, but if you don't want to use a normal heat pack like this, you could also just use a warm towel and always gently rub it over your skin, so that immediately after shaving, you know for a fact that you're still taking care of the surface of your face where your hair follicles are. So that is a very quick and good hack. If at all your skin is very sensitive, go for a little bit of heat. Even if you have to use hot water on a towel, rub it over your face. I think it does an amazing job. All right? Okay, any other questions? Anything else that you guys would like to ask me? Let me know. Okay, I have got more questions. Shane Joe, epilator or shaver is better? Very tough question, because honestly, both of it does about the same job, right? You're going to use an epilator, you're going to use a shaver. You are still going to make sure that you are, you know, touching the skin area where your hair follicles are. It really depends entirely on you. If you're using a good shaver, then you're not going to have an issue as compared to you buying an epilator. But of course, an epilator, a lot of people have said that, oh, it goes well enough to remove the skin entirely and you don't have the issue as compared to a razor blade. But I am just speaking from experience. I could be wrong. I would be happy if I'm wrong. But there are times where if you invest in a good shaver, it does about the same thing as well. So that's just personally what I really think, right? But Shane, if you already have an epilator at home, if you think it does the job for you, then go ahead, use the epilator. I think the effects of it are pretty much the same, right? Okay, next question that I have is, let's see, I have a question from Faiz. Okay, so Faiz 1977, waxing lambat tumbuh balik, correct? Okay, Faiz, hold on to that, because we're going to be talking about waxing after this as well. And hey, Harina, can a woman shave her face? If yes, what's the effect? Hey, Harina, honestly, I don't actually suggest using a shaver on your face. I would always suggest using waxing strips or going for waxing as compared to shaving, because shaving, what happens is that as compared to your hands, as compared to your legs, when you shave, the skin on your arms and your legs are much stronger, right? So your skin area is very delicate. So whenever you go over with a blade that way, especially for women, because of all the products that we have been using over the years, it's quite important for you to make sure that you don't take the risk of, you know, using something like a quick blade over it, because it can really harm your skin. You don't want your skin to darken especially. You don't want it to lose its moisture. So it's always safer to go into waxing as compared to shaving. Personally, that's what I think, but if let's say you are comfortable using a shaver on your face, I would actually still think do not risk it, all right? Okay, so next question that I have is, prefer threading for face, won't be able to, she won't be so sensitive compared to waxing. Okay, Candy Film, thank you. To be honest, threading is also quite good, but I do understand that a lot of people actually have that issue with threading. Threading also means that it's a bit more painful, but once you actually get used to it, once that your skin dah biasa, you can take the pain, then why not? Yes, threading is also a good option. However, it depends, yeah. I've also come across people that can't take threading at all. It becomes worse because of how the amount of pressure that you use on your skin area, pimples tend to come out at times. So it really depends on your skin. If your skin can take it, if let's say you have already come to a point where you're very comfortable with how the skin can go about with razors or even different types of threading methods, then go ahead. All right, guys? Okay, so any other questions that you have? You guys, if you have just joined me, well, this is Shopee Wonder Women, where it's everything and anything that we talk about. And today we're talking about shaving and waxing, because I think this is the one topic that everybody can relate to, even if you're a guy, even if you're a girl. Our skin is really important, and of course, there are different ways for you to get rid of your hair. So today we're having a discussion of that, and you guys are with me, Jelisa, in the next 30 minutes. So let's see, what are the next questions that you guys actually have? If you don't, then I'm going to probably move on to my next slide. But if you would like me to explain further about shaving, or you want me to give you more hacks or more tips on that, let me know, all right? Okay, so now we're going to move on now to the next thing, which honestly, this I have been doing for years right now. I think there's so many women who are very used to doing this process. You guys are much more comfortable with waxing as compared to shaving, right? So the next one I want to talk to you guys about is waxing. So as far as waxing is concerned, why is waxing so different from shaving? I'm sure you guys are thinking about that, right? So waxing is basically a process of hair removal from the root, as compared to shaving, where it just goes over your skin. So this one actually caters all the way down to the root, and it pulls it out. Of course, it comes with more pain. Of course, it comes with more pressure that you're putting onto your skin, but what happens is that you're removing it completely as compared to you just shaving it over. So waxing, for a lot of people, it actually lasts a lot longer, not lasts, I mean, your hair growth is actually, it takes a longer time as compared to you shaving, okay? So I actually have a example of a waxing strip over here, okay? So this waxing strip, it could be anything that you guys are very used to using, okay? The fastest one for you to actually go about is, of course, using a strip like this whenever you purchase it over at Watson's or anything like that, right? Okay, so these are the kind of strips that I would always go for if, let's say, if I'm doing it on my own. So this is just like a sticky paper over your skin, and then you would pull it over all the way out, right? So a lot of people cannot tahan the pain, kan? It's a bit more painful, I can understand. But what I would always suggest is that whenever you're doing it on your own, meaning this is not a warm or hot pack, right? Because you're just going to put it over your skin and then pull it out and scream probably. But what you could also do is go for a hot pack after that. So these are the kind of stuff where you just purchase it everywhere, you know, like in pharmacies, or even, let's say, you walk in Daiso or anything like that. You can just put it over so that you are going to take good care of your skin, whereby you're not going to feel the pain, because the heat over it sort of like eases your skin, especially the follicles, whenever you pull it out with a lot of pressure. So this is the hack which I have been doing, especially when I'm doing it on my own at home. It really saves a lot of, you know, pain, especially when you are screaming and then you try to do it on your own. So this actually helps. All right? So when it comes to waxing, of course, there are different types. You also have the wax which is like made on its own, and that is the hot wax, where, let's say, whenever you go over to any beauty salons, that is what they would usually suggest. They would always dip it into hot wax and then wax it over. Well, of course, a lot of people go for that option. But if, let's say, you don't have that option, then buying normal waxing strips, and of course, using a hot pack over. And then to top it off, please, please always remember, guys, whenever you do waxing, whether you go over to a hair salon or whether you're doing it on your own, always make sure you protect your skin well enough with a good vitamin E cream or even aloe vera, because you need to make sure that whenever you pull out whatever the hair follicles that you are sort of, you know, agitating with the amount of pressure, you need to make sure you take good care of your skin after that, okay? So there are, of course, advantages of waxing. It's a lot, you're going to go through pain, but most importantly, it doesn't grow back as quick as you want it to be, or the hair, when it grows back, it becomes a bit finer. This is based on personal experience. If you guys have got a different experience out of it, let me know. Drop me your comments. I would love to actually hear it. Or if you have actually experienced the kind of waxing whereby the moment you do it, once, it still grows back after 2 or 3 days. Again, that could also go back to your genes. So everybody's skin actually reacts very differently. But the most important thing is that your aftercare, what you actually do to your skin immediately after that is very, very important. All right, so drop me your comments. Let me know if you have got any other questions. I would love to read them and also give you guys different suggestions. And I want to know exactly what is it that you guys face whenever you're waxing or shaving. What is the issue? Or maybe, let's say you have got different solutions you want to share with me. Let me know over here on Shopee's Wonder Women. So Sham Waina, I have a question. Jelisa, how to avoid blood coming out at the pubic area using waxing? Okay, so remember, yeah, Sham Waina, that's actually a very good question, because in that area, that region of your body, it's usually a lot more sensitive, right? And some people also don't really realize this, that immediately after waxing that region, okay, especially for women, the kind of undergarments that you use at times, different material, also reacts very differently to your skin. So I know a lot of women, like let's say they go for waxing in between work or any of that, right? And immediately after that, you put on your undergarments like usual. Sometimes you're wearing tight jeans. The surface of it, you're squashing it, okay? Especially on your pants and stuff like that. So it's very important for you to also remember, keep it as, try not to have too much of friction on the skin area, because that is the one region where when you sit down, when you cross your legs, when your movement happens, friction also causes it to bleed or it becomes hypersensitive. So the tip for that is that, again, the same thing, if it's going to be in that region, use pure vitamin E oil. That cannot possibly go wrong. And it's safe on your skin. Even if your skin is dry, even if it's oily, vitamin E oil protects it well enough. Because the friction there, these are movements we can't control as compared to your arms or your hands. Especially for women, a lot of them actually do it. It's become a very common thing, yeah? So it's very important for you to also remember your undergarments, what you do after that, especially if it bleeds. Try to avoid it. Try to make sure you're using a good cream. You don't have to use oil because oil can be a bit uncomfortable, especially when you have your undergarments on. So it would be great for you to go for a cream like this because the texture of it is that it just absorbs completely into your skin. All right? Okay, so the next question that I have is, can I go back to the screen of the questions? Let's see. The question that I want to take next is going to be, okay, thought after waxing, it is better to cool it off with a cold pack. Famous lady, entirely up to you. If you want to use a cold pack, it's okay, but I would actually go for a hot pack because just like how hot wax is actually better for the skin as compared to cold wax, I would still go for hot because I really think hot gives you that kind of, it suits your skin quite well. If you cool it down, yes, different, as long as it's an extreme temperature, that's what basically the whole goal is. If it's too cold, it's still okay. If you're using ice, also it will be fine. If you want to use hot, heat, also it's fine. So I actually prefer hot because a warm pack, only because I'm doing it on my own and the wax is not warm. So if you go over to a shop or you go over to a salon, they would use hot wax for you, right? So the temperature that I would prefer is usually warm. But if you want to use ice, you want to use a cold pack, also it's fine. Really depends on how your skin reacts to it. Okay? All right, so let's see what is the next question. Okay, Aisha Sanusif, if plucking, how Jelisa? Is it from the root also? Plucking is also from the root, in fact. However, plucking, two things that happens with plucking. One is that you really have to focus. You really, really cannot go wrong. Because if you don't pluck it, guys, please remember, Jelisa on Shopee Women told you guys it's going to hurt. So you just have to make sure that if you're plucking it, you have the patience, you have the focus. Yes, it goes down to the root as well. But again, the effects of it is the same, yeah? You still have to make sure of the aftercare, and especially if your skin area, you're pulling it out. You are, the skin in that area, it still needs the same type of care immediately after that. All right? Okay, so any other questions that you guys have for me? If you have just joined me, today's topic is really interesting on Shopee's Wonder Women. I think we're so used to talking about beauty products. We're so used to talking about different types of skincare. But this is the one topic where if, let's say, you guys are Googling, you guys are also always, reaching out for different types of researchers to know what is best for your skin. Let's all have a discussion here because I'm really happy to share with you exactly what I understand out of waxing as well as shaving. All right, so the next question is, can you do to correct if your skin darkens after epilating wax? Okay, what can you do? Good question. So whenever that happens, I personally go through that. So every time when that happens after waxing, yes, my skin gets itchy, and also the darkened area, especially for underarms, yeah, the most sensitive area happens really, really often to a lot of us. If you actually try to weigh it out and see it, yeah, if you wax often, let's say in a month once, and you compare it with actually shaving darkens the area a lot faster. Okay, and I say this based on experience, and also I think it's quite known that shaving does that. So what I would actually suggest is, again, vitamin E oil or even aloe vera. Aloe vera is the best, especially when it comes to, whenever you are talking about your hair follicles and stuff like that, it really absorbs in because it dries up very quickly. And vitamin E oil, it's very high in nutrients because vitamin E really protects your skin. So that actually helps quite a bit. All right? Okay, let's see who else do we have as the comments. And I have got the next question from Jelisa. Where are you from? Jelisa, where am I from? I'm 100% Malaysian. Okay? And if at all you are wondering how come I am very well versed with waxing and shaving, it's because I, of course, have got Indian genes. And as compared to, this has nothing to do with me, giving, segregating people, but it's just quite a known thing that most of the time, I think Indian genes, the hair growth is sometimes a lot faster if we were to compare it with Chinese or Malays or different people. Because this is how our hair grows really quickly, especially for me. I'm speaking based on experience. If I don't go for threading or if I don't go for waxing on my face, I would have a unibrow within a month. So you can imagine how I felt during the MCO period at home. Yeah, I was walking about with one eyebrow, not a pair. Okay, all right, Double H79. I never tried to wax my private part. Beauty is pain, but yes, suck it for a while, but it will be smooth and clean down there, correct. Okay, Double H79, to be honest with you, I think it used to be a thing where a lot of women never wanted to talk about it. But these days, you get a lot of beauty salons. We have got the famous ones like bubblegum wax, you have got strip. It's become a norm now for women as compared to going just to hair salons to get our hair done. A lot of women go for a Brazilian wax or even a bikini line wax. And the reason is because that area, that region is actually very, very sensitive, and sometimes it's much more hygienic to actually get rid of the hair because you are also in a way making sure that you do not infect that area very easily. And that's also another reason why sometimes, let's say, people who have given birth, or let's say when you're about to give birth, I've not been in that process, but I do know that a lot of times where they would actually shave it off, or in the hospitals they would actually get rid of the hair. So it's also because of a way of making sure that you keep it as clean and as hygienic as possible. All right? Okay, more fast. Shaving or waxing under armpit? I would go with waxing. Because that area, you have got your sweat glands. You have got different types of, you are constantly putting your hands down. You don't let your skin breathe too much under your arms, right? So just imagine if you're actually shaving it, all right, and you're not giving it enough of moisture, enough of air, enough of, the movement of airing it. So that area is actually very sensitive and it darkens very quickly if at all you don't have a proper, aftercare routine once you actually shave. So I would suggest waxing it, because waxing it, you go down to the root, and for that reason, immediately after you put your aloe vera gel and your creams, it's a lot more, it's a better way to take care of your underarms. Okay, so let's see. Nurul Idayu, waxing mula je sakit. Yes, correct, Idayu. In fact, I actually have suggested so many times to people, if let's say you guys are very new to waxing, the first time it's always the most painful, okay? One time you scream, the second time you're just going to go like, no problem at all. I think a lot of us can relate to that. I still remember the first time I went waxing. God, I think I even screamed out my late grandmother's name. It was that painful, huh? But after a while, once you get used to it, you know for a fact that the skin is used to it, you're good to go then. Okay? So, if you have got that bleeding effect out of it, the first thing you need to know is that the person who's actually waxing you, you can also always make sure that they are gentle on your skin. Everybody's skin is different. Just because your friend or your family member, have been waxing, they don't bleed. If yours actually bleeds, then you have to always make sure that the person that's waxing you is also aware that your skin bleeds very, very fast, and try to go a bit more gentler on it. all right? And even if it bleeds after that, just like any open wounds, you would need to actually apply a proper vitamin E or aloe vera gel or any of that which works well for your skin. So always go about it in the same routine, all right? Okay, let's see. OKR, dulu I used to hot wax, Nora, but it's kind of leceh nowadays to heat it up. So currently changed to wax, no heat needed. Okay, thank you. Thanks a lot for that information. In fact, different ways of actually waxing, you prefer the hot wax or you prefer the cold wax. It really, really depends on your skin as well. For me personally, if I'm doing it on my own, I always go for heat immediately after that or even ice depending on your skin. Okay, so anyone else here who has got any different types of questions, you are new to waxing, you want to try something new out, or maybe you want to also understand how does it actually work with waxing, let me know. So again, yeah, when it comes to waxing, you have got different types, yeah. You have the cold waxing, okay, that is sort of like a you have got hot waxing, cold waxing. So that is like a semi-solid form of wax, all right, which is already applied like this. This is considered to be cold, okay? So some people would also put it in the refrigerator before actually waxing themselves up. Really entirely up to you. And then you also have got your, what you call it, warm heat, the one that uses heat, which most people, a lot of salons actually do that because they prefer to make their own. So that apparently they've got different properties, different nutrients, different ways of making it where they find it to be a lot more beneficial to your skin as compared to buying one which is just available this way. Again, entirely up to how your skin actually works, right? It may work for me as hot waxing, but if you guys are going to be screaming after a hot wax, then you can't blame me for it. Okay, so different advantages, of course, and also if you still have got questions, let me know. Alright, Mas Tia Len, cantik kulit Lisa, pakai apa ya? Makeup. Okay, Mas Tia Len, I love how you guys are very, very nice. You're very positive in the comment section, but as I've always mentioned, I'm just like the viewers. I'm just like you guys facing the same skin issues, the same problems whenever I wake up in the morning. I still suffer from dark circles. I still suffer from dry skin, but what is really good is that these days everything is available, even in your kitchen. Changing your diet actually helps. Changing your skincare routine actually helps. So I like to go about it that way. All right? Okay, so let's see. Risha Rubina. And your comment is, sis, do you shave your finger hair? Okay, Risha Rubina. All right. I actually like that question because every time I go for a manicure, and there are times where whenever they do a full, proper manicure over my nails, they would also wax it off for me. And I'm being really honest. If there are women who are very confident with it, go ahead. Please do not actually touch it. But if you are not, and if you sound a bit like Jelisa, right, and you still want to wax it, yes, I have been waxing it, in fact. Because each time I go for my manicure, it's a clean sweep altogether. And I think it goes back to my genes as well. I still am quite hairy, in fact. Okay, so the next question that I have is, Mary Patricia, 1, 2, 3, wow, salute you, Jelisa, can sit in the same position like that throughout this life. Only girls would understand. Thank you, Mary. And I also think this comes together, okay, now that we're talking about positions, right, I think it also comes back to your posture. When your posture is in a position where you're comfortable with being this way, you automatically would just be comfortable that way. But if you have got a very weak back, or let's say if you are the kind of person that is still struggling to make sure that you get a stronger back, then of course you have got different ways to also sit. So Mary, since you asked me that question, I'm just going to throw it in. Okay, so let's see what is the next comment. Nur Amira 08, what brand vitamin E that you use? Okay, thank you for that question. So as far as vitamin E is concerned, I have got very sensitive skin. So there are two types of vitamin E that you guys can go for. One is the natural vitamin E, which I can't remember the name of the brand, but I think it's St. Eve's, if I'm not mistaken. That is 100% vitamin E, which I know for a fact that it's got doesn't have any fragrance to it. So it keeps it very safe on the skin. And how do you know that if at all it's actually mixed up with different types of chemical? Your skin would actually itch. right? Your skin would actually react to it very differently, if at all, if it's blended in with different types of chemicals. But for me, right now, if you ask me this question offhand, this is my go-to vitamin E product, okay? I'm using the one from Blackmores, and I actually saw it because apparently the famous actress Fan Bingbing, she actually spoke about it and she said that this was one of her favorites, all right? So for me, I like this because it's a natural vitamin E cream. It also comes with lanolin, so it really moisturizes my skin quite well, and I like the pricing as well. The pricing is only about 20 over ringgit, and as compared to buying other vitamin E's which costs me a lot more, I really feel this one gets the job done. So far, so good. I've been using this for about two and a half months now. Before this, I used to use the ointment, but what I did not really like about the oil is that I used to rub it over on my hands and my legs. And what would happen is that there are times when you wear your clothes over that, it kind of sticks over, and I did not really appreciate that. So moving over to a cream actually helps. So for now, I would actually suggest, this is for my own personal collection, yeah? It's nothing to do with me talking about brands here, but Blackmores is my favorite for now. So if you're actually planning to get yourself a good vitamin E cream, this will be a good one. It's only about 22 ringgit, 23 ringgit, around there. All right? Okay, so let's see. If I've got any other questions, let me know. And if you want me to also guide you guys through with waxing, your after process, your skincare, what exactly you should be doing in order to protect your skin, let me know, because we still have got more time. And this is Shopee Wonder Women, where we discuss everything and anything, especially if you women out there, you have got questions for me. My name is Jelisa, and I love to share my experience with you, especially when it comes to waxing and shaving. This is something I've been doing for years. Okay, so Lee Shu Yi, suka cara Jelisa jadi host, sentiasa sopan ketika bercakap dan positive. Thank you very much. Okay, now that someone actually spoke about positive thinking, I think positive thinking is not just about us at our jobs, right? You should actually wake up every morning trying to be that person, even if you have a bad day. We all do, and I think I suffer from that as well. We all go through our sagas of depression. We all go through our sagas of whatever it is like, especially for women, right? Some of you have got families at home. You've got kids. You have got a lot of responsibilities, and it's a bit tougher for you. But what you need to know is that every single day is a brand new day, and every single day you are always given the chance to make sure you wake up and be your best self. So for me, I think that positive thinking works out when you start your day in the morning. Not just really at my job, to be honest. I try. Okay, so anyone else here who's got any other comments you want to ask me, if it's not related, even if you're a guy right now, if let's say you are having issues with shaving, because I know there are a lot of guys, shaving over the years, your skin becomes a lot rougher. You also see a bit of discoloration on your face or any of that. Drop me your comments. I'll be very happy, okay, to also answer your questions. And of course, if let's say you are also wondering, yeah, Lina Chi, okay, I can see, what is the wisest ingredient in the foam cream for eliminating darkness on your underarms? Okay, Lina Chi, so this is what I've actually read up, and I also have seen quite a number of people have actually said that scrubbing your underarms are very important because that area darkens, correct? But what you need to understand is that using a proper scrub, okay, is very, very important, because sometimes that area under your what you call it, underarms, it does not have the same moisture. It's not exposed to open air as compared to your arms, your legs, and your face, because you're constantly having your hands down, right? So what happens is that it is a lot rougher than the other parts of your body. So scrubbing it off at times can be a little bit dangerous, especially if you suffer from dry skin. Because what you're technically doing is that the natural water, the natural moisture of that skin area, it is scrubbed off together. So whenever you're trying to find a proper scrub or skincare area for your underarms area, try to keep it as natural as possible. Avoid using anything with chemicals. If let's say you're using a face scrub on your face which has got chemicals, it is actually included in with different types of like hyaluronic acid or any of that. Try to avoid using it underarms, okay? Keep it as natural as possible. Then, and when I say natural stuff, you could also go for rose water. You could also go for stuff which are a lot more gentle on your skin. It gives you the same effect. It actually gives you the same effect of making sure that the delicate area is going to also, be good enough on your skin where it's not going to be too rough. All right? Okay, so let's see, who else do I have as my comments? Okay, Ganesha, how to make, let's see, how to make your underarm skin smooth. Okay, Tanisha, if you're talking about your underarm skin smoother, just like how you are going to take good care of your arms, your legs, it's the same way. So for me to answer you that question based on you should do this, you should do that is going to be tough, because if your skin is the type of skin which is very dry, then your skincare routine is going to be different as compared to your skin, which is much more oilier, right? So to have it a lot smoother, I would still say avoid shaving it. Because when you shave it, it becomes a lot rougher. This is based on personal experience. As compared to waxing. Waxing, you go down to the root and boom, it's gone. But when you shave it, it's rougher, without you realizing weeks after weeks after weeks, it gets a lot rougher, and that's how the skin loses its smoothness. All right? Okay, Nur Atira Aznil Putra, upper lip can wax. Can. In fact, if you guys are actually wondering, masa time PKP, I think a lot of us went with a complete DIY method of waxing. In fact, this is the normal size for waxing strips that we usually get, which is on your arms, on your legs. But when it comes to your face, they actually do sell the smaller strips, which are like this size. It's just the size of your finger. So that actually goes over on your upper lip, on your eyebrows area, or even on your face. I'm not too sure exactly which are the brands that actually have it, but they actually have smaller strips, which is just for your face, okay? All right, Neo Munamu, can women use shaving cream? Okay, women can use shaving cream because there are different types of shaving cream for women, yeah? Especially if you go for like the usual. I'm just dropping you guys names. I'm not suggesting it, but I'm just giving you examples of the most common ones that we have. We have Nair. We also have Wheat, okay? So Wheat also comes with the shaving cream, and also whenever you buy their waxing strips, they give you an ointment like a strip like thing. That is basically for your aftershave care. So for that question, yes, they actually come together with their shaving creams, but please try not to go for the ones that are for men, because you must understand, yeah, the ones for men are actually catered for rougher skin. Women have got a very different skin texture, okay? Our skin is a lot more delicate. So when we say aftershave cream, please do not use your boyfriend's or your husband's aftershave cream, okay? I am not responsible for that. So remember, your skin is a lot more delicate as compared to men. So the females would always go for something that is oil-based, or try to go for one which is a lot softer on the skin. All right? Okay, so we are still here at Shopee Wonder Women. We have got a couple more minutes, and I think I've given you guys quite a number of hacks. If, let's say, you still have got more questions for me, let me know. My name is Jelisa. I am still with you guys, and I'm really happy to be talking to you guys on Shopee's Wonder Women, because this is the only place where we get to cover every single topic, okay? It could also be about your skincare routine. Whatever you guys are actually wondering, let me know. And of course, if you still want more information, then be sure to also set your alarm, or let's say if you have got any other questions, next week for Wednesdays, it's going to be the same time at 8:30 p.m. There will be a lot of different topics that we will be discussing. This whole segment today has been a complete pleasure, and I think waxing and as well as shaving, it's become such a thing for most women, so it has been a very good segment here for us. Thank you so much for actually joining us, and of course, for those of you who would like more information, more hacks, and more topics, be sure then to join us next week on Wonder Women, same time over here at Shopee Live. My name is Jelisa, and I'm signing off.